Okay, this video will be on how to create a magazine cover in InDesign. I've given you some files in the 13-files zip. Please download that folder so you can have the images for this demonstration. The files I had you download are in the class 13 files. In that folder, I gave you a dog image, beautiful image of a dog. Currently it is a JPEG. I need to take that image into Photoshop and convert it to a file format that is print friendly, which will be a TIFF. Also, I've given you some web images that we will be using in a later demonstration. I am going to open up this image in Photoshop. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. I'm in Photoshop right now. I'm going to go File, Open, navigate to that folder, select the dog image and open it. Okay. Looking at this file, I'm noticing that it's in RGB mode. That is not the correct color mode for print. And again, it is a JPEG. It needs to be a TIFF. I also selected this image not only because it's a beautiful dog and it's going to be a magazine cover for a dog magazine or a pet magazine. It's got a lot of good space at the top for the title of the magazine and any other text that I want to include. So to make this image print ready, I'm going to change the color mode to CMYK. I'm going to go under Image Mode, change it to CMYK. I'll just say OK to this window pop-up. Now I need to save it as a TIFF. To do that, I'm going to go File, Save As. From the Format drop-down, I'm going to pick TIFF, and I'm going to save it back into that folder as a TIFF. I'm going to bring this image, this print-ready image, into InDesign next. Okay, I am now in InDesign and I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to select Print. I'm going to come over to the width and height. Make sure that you're in inches like I am, and just for simplicity purposes, I will make the document 8 by 10. I don't need facing pages. We're just doing a book cover, so I'm going to just leave it at 1. I do, however, want to make sure that I've got margins to a size that of my liking. I'm going to do I think I'll do 0.37. I'm going to put bleed because the image I'm going to be using is meant to go from edge to edge of the paper, and that will be 0.125. That's the industry standard for bleed. And I'm going to say create. All right, now that I have my document open, I am going to go to my frame tools, my graphic frame tools, and I'm going to pull out a graphic frame from the top left-hand corner all the way down to the lower right-hand corner, bleed to bleed. I'm going to go File, Place. I'm going to navigate to that dog image that I turned into a TIFF right there, and I'm going to open it. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the title of the magazine here. And since I've got a dark background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a rectangle. I'm going to pull it across the top here. I'm going to fill it with white and get rid of any stroke. And I'm going to type out the title. To do that, I'm going to put the title on top of this rectangle. So I'm going to grab my type tool, and anything in InDesign can end up being a text frame. So I don't actually want to use this as the text frame. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type out modern dog. I'm going to move it over to the top here, and now I'm going to format it. I'm going to select the type. I'm going to scale the type up, or the point size, and I want it much more than that. Maybe 60, 72. I still want it larger, but at this point I do want to center it. So I'm going to come up here to the alignment tools and center it. I'm going to move my text box to the center of that document, and I'm going to continue to scale it up. Just clicking the up arrow in the point size. Now what I want to do is I want to pick the typeface that I want to use. I'm going to go to my fonts. Okay, what I ended up doing is picking Gill Sans, and I think I'm going to format this a little bit different. So for the modern part, I'm going to select light, and I'm going to leave the dog part, rather than regular here, I'm going to pick bold to give it a kind of a unique look. And now I'm noticing that it doesn't really fit in my rectangle. So instead of scaling the type down, I'm going to make this rectangle a little bit bigger, and I want to make sure that type is centered in there. Now at the top here, I'm going to put another rectangle, and I'm going to go to bleed to bleed. I'm going to fill that with a highlight color. So I'm going to select magenta. Get rid of that stroke, it's not needed. And I'm going to type out another line. I'm going to pull out a text frame and type out, why does my dog like some people and not others? Now that I've got that typed out, I'm going to go put it up here at the top. Again, I'm going to center that type. Make sure that my text box is centered as well. Going to change the type color to white and scale up the type.